Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now, for a change, got some pretty good news. The lightweight division, a pretty damn good fight has been confirmed, right? And it's gonna be on free TV. Not bad, right? It's gonna be on ESPN. Ain't nobody gotta pay nothing extra. And that's Vasil Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. Pretty damn good fight, a unification fight. You can't really ask for too much more, but I'm going to in a minute. But anyway, it's a good fight, right? It's probably one of the top three fights that have been signed this year. Well, top five, put it like that, because I got to put one woman fight in there, and that's Katie Taylor versus Pearson, that rematch. That's good that happened because Pearson got jobbed in the first fight, so that's one of them. And both of the Charlo brothers fights are good fights, are very good fights. Charlo Darren Chico, Charlo Rosario. Those are good fights that are going to happen. There's probably some I'm missing, but all the other ones are tentative, maybe this and that. And Dillian White Povetkin is not to me because he should be fighting Michael Hunter instead of Povetkin. Okay, when you try to deflect and stuff and do other stuff, I don't forget what I thought. And that's a little bit with this fight with Lopez. Now, like you've seen with Jamal Charlo and Devin Haney, right? What happens with them, what they have in common is they're awesome mandatories. They were awesome mandatories. And it forced the guys that were in front of them in their division, in their sanctioning body, to ask for another belt. So it didn't look like they're avoiding them. And they gave him the franchise belt. They gave Canelo the franchise belt so he doesn't have to stop fight Charlo. And they gave Lomachenko that belt, even he asked for it, so he didn't have to fight Devin Haney. And both of those guys are very, very dangerous. So you can't just say, well, it wasn't nobody anyway, the mandatory. It wasn't a Samaretta or nothing like that as a mandatory, like who Golovkin wanted to be the mandatory. Not like that. These are very, very formidable guys, and everybody knows they're undefeated. Brothers, undefeated. So we got a franchise, and franchise means you just don't have to fight those guys. And we'll put you in a fight where people, if they just look at that fight, then hey, it's a good fight. Canelo versus Kovalev. If you don't know any backstory, isn't that a good fight? You're just like, well, shoot, Kovalev, mean dude. Canelo going up two weight divisions. It's a mean fight, right? But he would rather fight that than a guy in his division, right? That he don't have to move up two weight divisions. And that would be Demetrius Andrade for an undisputed fight. So he didn't want to fight undisputed middleweight, one champion. He'd rather fight Kovalev two weight divisions up. Not even on his Mexican date, which he so dearly loves. Right? So for me, Kovalev and Canelo didn't get watched until whenever I got around to it, because I knew what happened. So this one is not that bad. I'm gonna watch this one here with Lopez and Lomachenko. I'm gonna watch this one here, but I will keep in mind that if if Lomachenko would have fought Devin Haney, then we would have a real champion in the WBC style, and this fight with Lopez now would be for undisputed. But Lomachenko did a half Riddick Bowe, what Riddick Bowe did to Lennox Lewis back in the day. We're going to agree to fight two dudes, and the winners go to the next stage and fight the finals. But one of them says, okay, after fighting the semifinal, I'm not going to the finals because I don't like who's in the finals across the ring from me. That's what Riddick Bowe did. I'm going to fight Holyfield. You going to fight Razor Ruddock. And then we're going to see what's up in the finals. Lewis beat the hell out of Razor Ruddock and then was waiting. And then Riddick Bowe was like, shoot, I'm throwing that in the trash can. That's what really was up. Lopez versus Comey and Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. Lomachenko just said, forget the semifinals. Quiet is kept, right? So, and that's what's really going down. And then here's what happens, right? Like I told you before, Charlo, I've seen him in the article already calling him the regular champion. So you can think that he's not the real WBC middleweight champion. He's the real one. The franchise is the one. You put those up when you say franchise, because franchise is like regular, made up. That's what they have in common. There's no merit there, right? So the real one is Charlo. The real champion in lightweight, WBC style, is Devin Haney, right? But they're trying to call the winner of this fight with Lopez and Lomachenko. They're slipping it in there. Be careful now. They're going to do it. Slipping it in there, telling you that the winner of this is undisputed. He's the class of the lightweight division. No, not even a chance. You got to go through Devin Haney to get undisputed, right? Got to. Don't just forget it. That's what they expect boxing fans to do. Only nerds would remember that, would hone in on that. and on here telling people to be careful. It's a good fight, but just it's not for undisputed and it's not for hierarchy in the division, right? You still have to go through that Devin Haney guy, whether we like it or not. So it's not undisputed. It is unification though, but it's not undisputed. And when we're talking about this Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell, because WBC done came around with some other belts, I done told you, it's about 10 people in every division that can say they're a champion. About 10 of them, right? And so Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell's for some kind of belt, right? But it's not relevant. Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell's just a good fight. Nothing more. Just a good fight. It's a damn good fight. But it's nothing more. It has nothing to do with the Devin Haney's, who's the champion, and the Lomachenko and the Lopez, who's got other belts, the champions. Right? Let's just stay focused on what's going on. So when Lomachenko fights Lopez, if he beats him, then he still has to go see Devin Haney if he wants to be undisputed. Don't let anyone tell you differently, because that's what they do. They just do something ridiculous and they hope for you to forget about it. And then they're slipping it in these articles, calling these guys who are the real champions, who were real mandatories, real interims, did all the work they were supposed to do. When they got to the mountaintop, somebody left. You got a parachute and rolled, right? And now he's on the mountaintop by himself and ain't nobody even looking up there. They're looking at the dude that flew away with a parachute. Like, he's the champion. Why you fly away with a parachute? We were supposed to fight on the mountaintop. No, we didn't. One of them standing up there by himself and nobody's paying attention. That's what happened. So, by the way, Jamal Charlo is the real champion at middleweight. Devin Haney is the real WBC champion at lightweight. And Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell's fight doesn't mean anything. And if you think I'm just saying, running it off like that, and all these champions, let's just go through them real quick, right? Just from the top of our head: WBC, WBA, WBO. Then you got IBF. That's 4. IBO is coming through the back door. IBA is as well. That puts us up to 6. Now the WBA got a regular. That's 7. WBC got a franchise. That's 8. And somebody got a WBC got a gold and somebody got a diamond. That puts us to 10. And we ain't start talking about platinum and copper and nothing else. So that's the problem here. So yes, we have a good fight, but hell no, it's not undisputed. When you're talking undisputed, you talk either talk legends, or if you want to talk anybody currently that's undisputed or trying to be, you're talking Alexander Usyk, Ukraine bring the pain, he did it and it's plain, and Terrence Crawford. Everyone else isn't. Doma Sports Talk worldwide, and I'm up out of here.